Have you ever felt that instant regret after clicking buy now during a flash sale? I have. I once spent $100 on a smartwatch I never used just to follow a trend. Seneca said, "It's not that we have little, but that we desire much." That impulse to buy what we don't need robs us of our peace and freedom. Today I'm sharing 8 Stoic lessons to break that cycle, find your triggers, and master your spending. Let's see if you really need it. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Impulse buys start with a trigger, an Instagram ad, a today-only deal, or envy of a friend's new iPhone. These exploit our need for validation or status. At 27, I bought pricey gadgets to seem successful until I realized 80% of my purchases stemmed from social comparison. I tracked every impulse for a month. Ads, influencer posts, even chats with colleagues. It revealed the pattern. The first step is spotting your triggers. Before buying, ask, is this a need or an emotion? Create a list of essential purchases and wait 48 hours before adding anything new. I delayed buying headphones for 2 days and realized I didn't need them. Impulse buying is like falling into a river's current. If you don't know where it starts, it sweeps you away. What's the trigger that makes you spend without thinking? Seneca taught, "True wealth is living with little and being content." Temperance, a Stoic virtue, is the antidote to consumerism. My friend Anna, 32, spent $250 monthly on clothes and accessories, but was drowning in debt. Inspired by Seneca, she challenged herself to buy 1 item per quarter. In a year, she saved $2,000 and cleared old debts. "I've never felt freer," she said. Temperance helped her focus on what mattered, her family and health. To practice, temperance set clear limits. Use the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of income for needs, rent, food, 30% for wants, leisure, shopping, 20% for savings or investments. Before buying for pleasure, ask, does this align with my values? I swapped expensive dinners for cooking at home, saving $40 monthly. Managing impulses is like training a muscle. It starts weak, but grows with practice. How can you simplify your spending today? Epictetus challenges us. Think what could go wrong and prepare. Impulse buys seem harmless, but can spiral into heavy debt. I met John, 25, who financed a $1,000 phone in 12 installments. He didn't calculate interest and ended up paying $500, struggling with rent for months. "If I'd thought of the worst case, I'd have avoided it," he admitted. Premeditatio malorum teaches us to foresee consequences before acting. Before buying, ask, what if I can't afford this later? How will this impact my future? Use an interest calculator to see the real cost of installments. A $400 couch on credit might cost $560 with interest. When I delayed buying a TV, I invested the money in an emergency fund. Now it's $600. Visualizing the worst is like wearing X-ray glasses. You see past the storefront's shine. What's the worst outcome if you give in to an impulse buy today? Marcus Aurelius said, "Love what you have and it will be enough." We buy impulsively thinking a product will bring joy. At 30, I spent $600 on an online course I never took, chasing validation as an entrepreneur. The emptiness hit hard. Amor fati taught me to love what I already have, my health, friends, time. Writing a gratitude list showed me what I sought in purchases was already in my life. To redefine happiness, list 5 things you have that money can't buy. Before buying, ask, does this add real value to my life? I swapped the urge for a fancy watch for investing in experiences, like a family dinner. Happiness is like a campfire. It doesn't need more wood. Just care for the embers already there. What do you have today that's already enough? Epictetus taught, we are what we repeatedly do. Impulse buying is a rooted habit, but we can forge new ones. My colleague Peter, 35, was hooked on online shopping, spending $160 monthly on unneeded items. Inspired by Stoicism, he adopted the 30-day rule. If he wanted something non-essential, he waited 30 days. In 80% of cases, he forgot the item. In a year, he saved $2,400 and started investing in ETFs, now yielding $100 yearly. Changing habits changed my life, he said. Replace buying with rewarding actions. Use time you'd spend browsing stores to read meditations or budget with YNAB. I started walking when I felt the urge to shop, saving $60 monthly. Habits are like train tracks. Once well laid, they lead to the right destination. What financial habit can you start today? Seneca said, "No one becomes wise alone." Impulse buys often stem from loneliness or social pressure. 2 years ago, I joined a Telegram personal finance group sharing Stoic challenges like a month without non-essential purchases. It saved me $600 and made me feel supported. A member, Mary, stopped buying expensive makeup after group discussions and used the money to clear debts. The community gave me strength, she shared. Seek groups, online or in person, valuing Stoicism and financial freedom. Join forums like Reddit's r/part Personal Finance, or start a group with friends to swap tips. Sharing goals builds accountability. A community is like an anchor. It keeps you steady when consumerism tries to pull you. Who can you share your financial journey with? Seneca warned, "Why care what others think?" Social pressure fuels impulse buying. My cousin Clara, 28, spent $500 on designer clothes to keep up with co-workers. She felt inadequate without the latest trends, but debts left her anxious. Inspired by Seneca, she asked, "Am I buying this for me or others?" Clara turned off social media notifications and focused on her goals. In a year, she saved $200 and enrolled in a finance course. "I've never felt so confident," she said. To resist pressure, limit exposure to influencers and ads. Ask, "Does this purchase reflect my values?" I stopped following lifestyle accounts and read about investing, saving $80 monthly. Social pressure is like a storm. You can't control it, but you can take shelter. How can you reduce consumerism's influence in your life? Marcus Aurelius planned each day carefully, saying, "Do every action with purpose." Impulse buys are reactive, but Stoicism teaches intentional action. My friend Lucas, 40, spent $200 monthly on gadgets without planning. After reading meditations, he listed financial goals, saved $2,000 for an emergency fund. He reviewed the list before buying, asking, "Does this move me closer to my goal?" In 18 months, he hit the target and started investing. "Planning gave me control," he said. Create an intentional purchase list tied to goals, e.g. savings, investments, travel. Wait 30 days before buying anything off list. I adopted this and saved $1,600 in 2 years. Planning is like building a bridge. Every step gets you to the other side. What purchase can you plan intentionally today? Today we journeyed through Stoicism to master impulse buying. We learned 8 lessons: spotting triggers, practicing temperance, visualizing consequences, redefining happiness, building conscious habits, connecting with a community, resisting social pressure, and planning intentionally. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Stoicism doesn't erase the urge to buy, but it gives you clarity to choose what matters. Think of Anna, who saved $2,000 with temperance, or Lucas, who planned and achieved his dreams. You too can transform your relationship with money. Start small. Note one spending trigger. Wait 48 hours before your next purchase or join a Telegram finance group. Each step brings you closer to financial freedom and inner peace. Your wallet and soul will thank you. Which lesson will you apply today? Comment below, share your journey, and subscribe to the Stoicism About Money channel for more Stoic lessons. Let's build your financial peace together.